Hey guys, so I wanted to touch in really quick. I felt led to do this video really quick before I go live. Um, so I just wanted to check in and see how everybody's doing and let you know that I still feel like something is brewing, that it's not over. And I watched a few astrologists that tend to agree. And what's crazy is they've also gotten hate. Um, and there's one that I watch, Helen. She does like the cartography. She's very unbiased. She doesn't even live in this country, and she received hate. So that just goes to show how many people don't like to hear just astrology truths. She also predicted Kamala to win, and she said she's not done predicting until she sees what happens, because she's also getting delays. Now, if you go back into my readings, I've said there's going to be lots of delays, lots of delays. There's going to be um, some legal things that are going to go on. I really think there's something brewing. I can't shake that. And as I told you guys, it's not over. All the astrologists say it's not over. A lot of the psychics say it's not over. I came here the night of, or the morning after election, and told you guys it wasn't over. So there's more to be seen. There's more coming. As she mentioned, the Mercury retrograde and the Mars retrograde are going to be interesting times. And Mercury retrograde, that means going back and revisiting things. So I thought that was interesting. She said that. So if you haven't already watched that, I didn't share that one. But you're welcome, to go see what she's saying. Because again, she also made the prediction, but she says she's not really making any more predictions about it until she sees who actually is president. Because she hinted without hinting the same thing that I have, that things are going to shift, they're going to change. There's going to be something. I feel like, again, that they're watching. I feel like, again, that they are just piling evidence so that people can't refute it. They know the mistakes that they've made before where they weren't able to. It feels like one big trick. It feels like one big trick to him. I can't shake that, because I constantly see what I see. I see the king falling. And again, a lot of astrologers predicted it. And could they have misread the chart? Yes, but they still say also that it's not over. And I thought it was interesting that they said spring and April highlight. And that came in one of the readings as being a highlighted month. That was one of the main highlighted months that I got. So I found that was kind of interesting. So I feel very validated, because many people that were also throwing hate at me and also coming in and saying, you were wrong. You just can't handle it. You were wrong. Look, when I do readings, I take my bias out of it. Just because I don't like somebody doesn't mean I can't separate myself from it. No different than I separate myself from visions that I maybe don't want to see. Um, I just give you guys what I get, and they give you guys what I see. And I see things for a reason. And the skeletons have been walking out of the closet for months on me, and Spirit's like telling me and assuring me the skeletons will come out. Truth will be seen. The light will be shed on the truth. So let them celebrate. Let them see as information starts to come out. I share things that I share with you guys, just so it's there for informational purposes. If you want to, look into it, see what's going on. You don't have to, because I know not everybody's into this right now, but I take it as more than political. Like she said, she never wanted to do political astrology, but that's where she was led. I never wanted to do political readings, but that's where I was led. And I think the reason being is that this is also criminal. And so it still aligns. Like, he is a criminal, obviously, but there's crimes here and things that are going on. So it aligns with that part of what I do. And whatever reason Spirit wanted me to get into this, whatever reason, I don't know what it is. Like I said, no one chooses what to do with my gifts but Spirit. I just go where I'm led. And even though it's crashed my channel, I think in the end, Spirit's going to be vindicated. I think people will be feeling pretty stupid, and they'll have to go to apologize to all the people they were mean to. And I know that there's still going to be people that will refuse to see him for what he is and refuse to see his crimes for what he is. And they'll still say he's being railroaded like they always do. So keep in mind that that's where I think they're having to make sure that it's something that can't be refuted. I think it's interesting that one of his donors' house was raided. I find that kind of interesting. I think it's interesting that Jack is actually to delay instead of just drop things. I think that's also interesting. I think that there's going to be things that maybe happen next week that are going to make people go, uh-huh. I think there's a lot of people that are catching on. I think there's a lot of people that are open, except for, of course, MAGA. And it's funny to me that all of a sudden things are legit. They weren't legit when he won, but they're legit now when things are so hinky looking. So that just shows like, refusing to see kind of all sides. And I don't compare this one to last one because it happened in a different way. We have Elon being like putting himself into the Republican Party. We have him, putting $75 million at the campaign. We have him sending Vance to Trump and getting him in. We have him spreading misinformation and disinformation. We have him, telling Trump things to say to spread misinformation and disinformation. So, we have him connected to the satellites, and we have them both connected to Russia. So, I think we have to understand that the government has capabilities, and I just feel like things are working behind the scene. Like, I can't shake it. Like, something's coming. And I think a lot of intuitive people are feeling the same way, that something's coming, something's shifting. This isn't over. It doesn't feel final for a lot of people, and you have a right to feel that way, because this probably won't be over till next year sometime. That's how I feel. I feel like there's going to be delays. That could be legal delays. That could be according to the election, again, because they might relook at it, because Mercury retrograde is going back into, going back to look at things, which we're about to hit. I think it's like November 25th, if I'm correct, but we go into a shadow period before that and a shadow period after. There's some things that are in Trump's chart, from what I've seen from other astrologists, where the 12th house, there's some things going on in there, which is about things that are hidden from the public eye. So I do feel, and I know what I've seen. Okay, I know what the criminal reading showed me. I know what I've seen about him sitting there, and it might be just symbolic, okay, in court. And I think that, again, we all saw what we saw for a reason, and that this is a facade, this is a mirage. As much as people might think he's won, I think everybody just needs to chill and wait. Like I always tell people, just wait. Just wait. It's not final yet. He's not sworn in. So everybody just wait and see what happens. Because on this channel and myself, I like to trust spirit. It's hard to do sometimes, right? When we see things with our own eyes, but we don't know what's playing on behind the scenes. We're not flies on the wall. So I wanted to come on here to tell you, like, I feel like things are starting to shake up, and they will start to shake up. And I feel like, again, that the astrology is validating the delays that I've gotten since the beginning. I've gotten there was going to be delays, a lot of delays. And that April highlight is interesting. And there's a place in the chart that actually highlights the skeletons in the closet, which I have been preaching for months about skeletons coming out. Whether someone starts putting things out, or they decide to release the Epstein files that they have, to go along with the stuff that they have regarding the election, whether they are able to link the whole Starlink Russia thing as to what happened. We're not asleep. A lot of us, the woke ones, will see. Kai, quit. The woke ones will see. And the woke ones do see, and we do feel. However this plays out, it's not, there's still free will involved, but however this plays out, time will tell. I know that I've had to watch the astrology to see if it aligns with what I'm getting, because I kept questioning, and because the public makes me doubt a lot. And it's like Spirit says, just wait. Just wait. Everything's going to play out the way that's supposed to. And Spirit and people that predicted what they predicted, all the psychics, all the astrologists, will be vindicated. Remember, it's not over till the fat lady sings. I don't know if people really like that saying, but I grew up on that saying. So, like I always tell people, just like in every case that we work, right, where we say, I've had a lot of people come, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And it turns out when they wait and they watch, that's not it at all. And it's not about me being wrong. I don't care. All I know is what Spirit showed me, and I trust them. And so I believe they're going to be vindicated and be right in the end. I'm just the channeler. And I haven't deserved the, oh, you were just wrong, thrown at me, because nobody knows yet. He's not sworn in. Nobody knows what's going to happen. And that's why I keep telling people, just wait and watch. Just wait and watch. Karma has a funny way of working things out. Spirit has, or the light has a way of shining in the dark. And I've often, again, questioned myself with the Nostradamus prediction. It scared me a little bit. That doesn't mean that it can't happen in some weird way, but hopefully, he was wrong on that, because the astrology is looking pretty, we have a lot of revolutionary periods, okay? It's already starting with the division and possibly civil war, people standing up for their rights and not taking it. So it is, as I've been telling you guys, a light and dark battle. It is people with higher vibrations trying to help people with low vibrations to understand, which is what we try to do here. That doesn't mean I don't get frustrated. That doesn't mean I don't get pissed off at people being misinformed and then getting triggered with facts, because it's something that's been happening. They get triggered with facts. You tell them factual information, they get triggered with it. We've been trying to warn about the tariffs. We've been trying to warn about other things, but nobody listens until now. So, now that things are starting to come out, I mean, we tried to explain this to everybody. So, and I still have people saying he'll be better at the economy. Well, do your research. That's what I always preach. Do your research. We welcome everybody here as long as they're respectful, as long as they're open-minded, as long as they're, the right vibration to stay. Vibe will attract tribe. Like I said, I've lost a lot of people, but that doesn't mean I won't gain them, or I don't expect anybody to come back when this is all said and done and apologize to all of us. It would be nice if if that happened. But like I always say, there's a lot of predictions that I've made that have happened. There's a lot of cases that Spirit has been right on, and I don't take the credit for any of that. Spirit does. So, while a lot of people praise me, it doesn't have anything to do with me. I didn't even throw myself on this path. I keep my ego in check, and I just say, look, this is what Spirit gives. Right or wrong, it's not over. You'll see how it ends up. So, as I've always stated, the next few months are going to be interesting. It feels like feels very busy, and like there's a lot going on, and we might not have this all done, fast. Like there's going to be delays. Like all of us psychics have picked up delays. I've picked it up since the beginning. The astrology suggests that. So just keep the faith, keep the positivity, push out love and light. Let's try to understand those that are misguided. And I'm sorry, MAGA, if that triggers you, that you're misguided. But I think that without all the other things, anybody that supports someone that has sexually assaulted women, it doesn't matter if it was 40 years ago or 4 years ago or however long it was, we don't victim shame here. And that drives me nuts. Oh, it happened this long ago. So what? It still happened. He still had a pattern of it for how long? I heard the funniest thing today about how he's helped with trafficking. What? Now Kamala has. You can look that up yourself. He's been aligned with 2 traffickers and probably been in trafficking himself, but he's never helped any trafficking other than putting kids in cages. I don't know what happened to them. So we're fighting a misinformation battle, and I always try to spread facts. I always try to fact check. I always try to, if I don't know about something, I don't really talk about it. Okay? If I get the information from Spirit, I give it. I got told that on my criminal video I needed to be investigated because it was dangerous. And I'm like, it says for entertainment purposes only. And if this is dangerous, like showing, like I don't pick the cards and I don't pick the visions, like Spirit shows me things for a reason, then I'm okay. Spirit will always shed truth and they'll protect me at the same time. So they'll only give me the visions I'm supposed to have and the timing I'm supposed to have it, as everything has timing. And they give them for a reason. The skeleton's been walking out of the closet for 3 months. So I'm waiting for it. It's been happening since in October. There's been little skeletons at a time. But there's going to be more skeletons. There's going to be bigger skeletons. And I think there's going to be some legal stuff that's going to be happening. And I always go back to his name crossed out. I always go back to certain other visions I've gotten. I don't have the timing of any of it. It's just the visions that I've gotten. And you can go back to the readings to see that. So I just wanted to check in today and let you know that what I've been hearing with the astrology aligns with what we've been saying here for months. And so it's not over until it's over. It's not over until it's over. So until he's sworn in as president, no one's right or wrong. That's what I want to say. And again, for people that don't like that I've been talking about world events, I do Autowrites. That's world events. This is considered a world event. Spirit brought me into this. I didn't bring myself into this. I've never spoke about this before because it's much different. It's a much different election. It's a huge election. There's a lot on the line, and there's a criminal that's running. So there's crime involved. I don't know how many more times I have to make that clear. And if I'm posting stuff for you guys to watch, you don't have to watch it. You know, I just post it there because I run across it. I'm like, hey, maybe they want to see this. Here, go educate yourself. You know, if you don't want to, then don't. If you don't want to be involved and think that this is just politics, it's more than politics. Light and dark, right and wrong. It's important right now because it is important. So, but this might be the last video. I know I always say that because then Spirit brings me back in. Unless something happens, okay, I'll post stuff like if I get validations, which is a lot of the stuff I post, it's like stuff that I've said or hinted on or talked about. So that's another reason why I post things is for validation purposes. To kind of like show, hey, this is what we talked about. This is what came in the reading, right? And so, that's why I post those things. But unless, like, if I see more things that are coming out that are gonna go, you know, that are gonna validate what we've been saying here, then I'll let you guys know. If Spirit guides me to talk about something else, then I will. They are in charge of me. I'm not in charge of the information I spread or what I tell you guys. They guide me to get on and talk to you. They guide me to say things, just like they did the day after election to let you guys know, just calm down. It's not over. It didn't feel right. So there's more to come. This is to be continued. It's not over till it's over. So everybody just needs to chill. And I don't think it'll be over fully until April because that April highlight came in the reading. And then there's a lot of going on in the astrology around the April timeframe. And, you know, predictions can be wrong. We're just human connecting to another realm. Astrologists are just reading the chart and trying to understand it. Okay. In astrology, it's just the possibilities of what's most likely to happen and what can cause, you know, certain things to happen. You have to keep that in mind too. There's always free will involved. But I don't think all of us would be picking it up if it wasn't happening. I don't think all of us, you know, all the astrologers would be picking up something like this that's going on if it wasn't. So I think there's a reason for it. And I think everybody just needs to calm down, let MAGA celebrate. Because guess what? Spirit's going to be vindicated in the end. Some truths will come to light. The dark will be revealed. And hopefully some MAGAs will venture over here to the light and out of the dark. But remember, there's always going to be people that will support him and refuse to see what the truth is because of the cult-like brainwashing. It's going to take a very long time when he's gone to get him out of it. Like, there might be like underground movements in support of Trump. I don't know why I'm getting that. Like, it's funny because I was talking to someone and I saw like a statue of him. Like, it's disgusting. But there are people that believe he is like God or is, and that's the whole signs of the Antichrist, right? It makes me wonder. I never really did like any readings on Elon or had any feelings on him before. But the more I've tapped into this whole thing, there's something about him that's interesting. And remember, I got espionage in the crime rating, and I've heard that mentioned a few times in regards to things that could come out about Trump, and could come out about things surrounding him. So I find that interesting. There's something weird about that. Whether he wants to get control of our systems because he belongs, like, he's not even a citizen. I'm just wondering, is he some kind of asset of some sort? You know, there are assets, there are sleeper cells. I just wonder. There's something weird about it. And all this technology and all this money behind this guy. Satellites are very easy to hack. I looked it up. There's something that's not right. And I think a lot of people are feeling it. Not all the ballots are even counted. That lady was throwing ballots in the trash. I just think they're going to want to do recounts of different states. He's getting more votes in areas where he didn't get that many before when he won. It's weird. There's just, I'm trying to find the probability of winning all 7 swing states. I can't. Someone said it hadn't been done in 130 years, but I can't seem to find that anywhere. But I think if we're seeing it and we're sensing it, the government, you know, they are too. And I think people expect the Democrats to roll over because that's what I guess they tend to do. But Kamala, she's got that prosecutor energy. And according to astrology, she's got a very, very powerful chart. And she's a more powerful player in this. So you definitely haven't heard the end of her. And I don't think you will. The 3 astrologists that I posted, they confused me a little bit on their astrology. If they don't tell me what it means, I'm confused like you guys. But the way that they reacted at some things, I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I always feel like she'll step into her crown in one way or another. I don't know if that means president or in another way. But all I can tell you is the visions that I see and try not to misperceive them. I've tried to learn not to do that because it's easily done. It's easily to not understand what spirit can mean or what the feelings can mean. And I think people need to take that into account and just quit pointing fingers at all the psychics and everything. Like, no one knows what's going to happen. Like, so quit throwing the hate, because in the end, everybody's going to see, like they always do, that certain visions will come to light, that certain things will come to light. The things that I've seen that repeat, they're not biased. They wouldn't repeat. I can take myself out of a situation just because I don't really care for somebody. You know, all the into the mind readings, I took myself out of that and channeled there into the mind. So, you know, there's some of us that can do that. And there's some astrologists that, I mean, the astrologist lives in France and she got all kinds of hate, and she don't even have a political affiliation. She don't like really either side, which, you know, I agree that I'm not saying the other side is perfect. Just telling you what I've seen. And, you know, a lot of astrologists looking at the chart of Kamala versus the chart of Trump, and, you know, they've grown to like her by seeing what's in her chart. And I think that a lot of women throw hate because they're jealous. I think they tried to make her look bad because I don't understand it. You know, instead of stopping to try to learn how she is. And that doesn't mean she's perfect. That doesn't mean she's made all the right choices in her career. But I really do feel like she does try. And I do feel like she wants a better America. And I feel like regardless of how this turns out, it's going to turn out the way that it's meant to. That might be something we like, and that might be something we don't like. And either or, there's fated events, and there's fate at play here. And, you know, however it's meant to be will be. And that's what I've had to learn to tell myself. And I've had to be just like, okay, let's trust spirit. I mean, this is a psychic channel. If you're not going to listen to a psychic, if you're not going to trust what spirit's saying when they've proven themselves over and over again, then there's no reason to be here anyways. So yeah, I've lost a lot of people, but I'm looking at it like this, because in the end, when things turn out and things start happening, like usually they do, then people will go, ah, man, you know, maybe I should have listened, or maybe I should have waited. No different than private readings. A lot of times people will tell me, oh, that's not going to happen. Oh, that's not possible. Oh, no way. I was told many times by a client, I think it's funny now, her mom kept bringing up she was going to have a boy, get pregnant with a boy. No more kids, no more kids. There was an accident. She got pregnant with a boy. So there's lots of things that, like, you don't know. Hold on to it to your future. I mean, we can go different paths, right? One main highway, many different paths we can choose. But there are sometimes fated events. And if spirit tells you something, just wait and see. That's it. That's all you got to do is wait and see. I think that's what a lot of people don't do in any of these predictions. You know, before Quentin was found, I was having dreams about him being found. I was telling you guys I felt like he was going to be found. It's the only time I ever contacted the police and told them, keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't stop. That's where he's at. 5% chance. And he was found. So it took a while, but we had to be patient. Okay, sometimes the lesson is patience. Sometimes the lesson is letting things play out as they're supposed to. And if people don't like the fact that I'm talking about, then don't watch these videos. For every one person that doesn't like it, there's 5 people that do. It will go to the people that want to watch it, right? Because I do have a good community here for the most part. And then I've had some people where I wish that they would have never came here. I feel the same way as the astrologer. She said the same thing. We don't need the negativity and hate for being a voice. We don't need the negativity and hate for giving you, like in her instance, just the astrology, reading the astrology, non-biased, you didn't live here. Me telling you visions that I'm getting where I can separate myself, and just because you think I'm biased because I don't like him, because I've made it clear I don't like him because he's a rapist and I could never condone rape, right? I speak for victims, so I feel like it's a slap in women's faces. And I feel like any of those would elect somebody that wants to take women's rights is a slap in the face. Right. So that's my feeling, because it's a justice channel. This is a spirituality channel. I cannot wrap my mind how spiritual people can condone what he does and follow what he does. Doesn't matter if it was 5, 10, 100 years ago. He still did it. He's still found liable of it. He still has a pattern of it. It's still there. And that's only what you know about. If you think you know everything about this person, you have another thing coming, because there's lots of things he's hidden from people. And that's why he's never been caught, or he's had other people do it. So that's why I think there's a huge probe going on, because I just heard the word probe. They're probing. They're probing because they don't want him to be president either, because they know he's dangerous. They know he's already talking about chasing down his political enemies and the death penalty. What does that tell you about that side? Are you sure you're on the right side, MAGA? If you're supporting the death penalty for a prosecutor that's just trying to do his job. I mean, really? That's disgusting. And Elon's wanting to lift regulations on things. I wonder why. Why does he want to lift regulations on technological things? He's not even from this country. Makes you kind of think, huh? Makes you think of why he kind of basically bought the election. If you think about it, he's paying people to vote, gave $75 million, spread all this disinformation, brought in Vance. What does he have to gain from all of this? The secrets? What is he after? Makes you wonder, because I really feel like, he's not even from here. Where is he from? Could he be a spy that we don't know about? Could he be an asset of some sort? Why does he want in the White House so bad? Why does he want to ease up regulation so bad? That thought just came to me. There's something very, very fishy there. There's something very fishy about all of them. And another thing, too, if you don't think they wouldn't lie and cheat to steal the election, you have another thing coming. He's cheated his whole life. He's cheated on his wife. He's cheated on golf. He was getting ready to go to prison with all of his buddies. There's a huge motive there. Just saying. Remember, the government knows things and has things that we don't know. And I think they're going to try everything they can, because I think it's our American right, when something doesn't feel right, to have things looked at. I think if we're feeling it's not right, they're feeling it's not right. The experts are feeling it's not right. It's probably not right. And they have even more experts over there that are probably saying, this ain't possible. This is weird. This happened when this happened. Such as the bomb threats, and maybe something happening during that. Like, I feel like that felt like a distraction of some way. It felt more than just a fake bomb threat. It feels like some sort of distraction. You have the 22 times that they've talked to Putin, the 7 times, all him and Elon both. It's kind of, I don't know. Blackmail could be in that came in the crime reading about blackmail. Yeah, it ain't over till it's over. There's something brewing. I can feel it. I don't know if a lot of other psychics can feel it. But if I get in a random vision, or if I feel anything, I'll let you guys know what it is. And I'm gonna, after I have to do a live tonight and whatnot. I don't know how. I'm so tired, even though I had a shower. I've got to hopefully Spirit will give me the energy, right? So if you see this and you want to come to the live, I'm gonna be going live in just a little bit. And I gotta try to get the dogs in before it gets too cold. And I've got to get up super early in the morning to take the dogs to get fixed. But it's basically, I've got to do it tonight because I've got to take one of my outside dogs to the vet. I got to make her an appointment. So I have to do it. So I will be on in just a little bit. And again, if I get any visions, if I feel drawn to say anything, I will. There's cases that I have astrology lines for, ones I want to do, things I want to talk about, paranormal stuff that happened when me and my friend were working on it. So there's stuff that I have. I just have to sit down and do it. I've unfortunately been putting a lot of time into lives because I have things I've got to take care of too. So, but there are cases coming. This isn't all this channel is about, but this is what's important and where spirit wants to go. And I think now they're gonna like calm down about it because I think I've said all that I can say at this point. But again, there's something that's brewing. I can see it. I can see talks with government officials, with military, and Biden, and like they're all talking about this. And I think that many people that Harris has gone quiet. She's not quiet. She's just quietly working her prosecutorial things behind the scene on what they can. Probably her and Jack are probably kind of working together on, what laws are there, what things can be done. So we'll see how it all plays out. Might not play out exactly as we think, but we'll see how it plays out. For some astrologers to be like, I'm not like they predicted about Kamala, and then they're like, well, I'm not even saying I'm wrong until it's over, and it ain't over. The story ain't over. It's not. This is a long story. It's gonna be a first ever in history. Okay, just like this election was. It's gonna be the first ever in history. That's what Spirit's saying. Like it's historical. Like that's why I was brought into it. It's historical. And I think I've been getting stuff about this, for years. So, yep. I don't choose what I talk about. But I want to come on here and let you guys know that. And I will see you soon. Oh, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're new here, subscribe, stick around.